Hey everyone, happy Easter. I am going to talk to you guys today about day 5 of my proving and debunking homestead businesses. But while we see if anybody comes on, we are going to go ahead and start on my Easter dinner, which is, I'm on the deviled eggs right now. So, while I'm working on my deviled eggs, what better day to talk about a particular homestead business than Easter to discuss a homestead egg business? So, homestead eggs, you ask any homesteader, this is not your most profitable business. Usually far from it. But what it can do is help offset the feed costs to be able to feed your family with eggs and any of your other poultry pursuits. So, I am not against selling eggs. I just want you to be realistic about what a homestead egg business can actually do. Now, like I said, there's not a lot of profit, so focus on feeding your family first. Make sure that all of your family's needs as far as eggs are met. Then sell your excess. And what you should focus on with your farm is actually cutting costs rather than raising the cost of your eggs. Because you can only raise eggs so much when there is a large market on them. And this large market is going to cap out your egg price, or you're going to end up not actually selling any because you're charging too much. So, ways that you can actually, my baby just sprayed me with water. Ways that you can actually save money with your poultry operation is by growing fodder. Fodder is sprouted, usually barley, and you sprout it until it makes like a mat. You do it hydroponically and it makes like a mat in a tray, and you can just slice that up and feed it to any of your livestock really. And what that does is it takes a 50-pound bag of barley that you can usually pay about, I don't know, $12 for, and stretches it to about 5 to 6 times that amount. So I mean, you're really stretching your money that way. Another thing you can do is ferment your feed, which is where you take your chicken feed and put it in a 5-gallon bucket and just cover it with water and let it sit for about 3 days. With that, you're going to stretch your feed by about 3 times as much. So that's usually, and they're going to get both fodder and fermented feed. They're going to get the most nutrients out of it because it's already starting to be broken down or is more bioavailable to your chickens. So you're actually going to get a more nutritious egg anyways. And the chicken's going to put less energy into growing and metabolizing and more energy into laying eggs. Another thing to consider when cutting costs is chickens do just fine free ranging and eating your kitchen scraps. You know, we want our chickens to have a good diet with lots of protein in it, but there's plenty of ways to meet those needs without buying an expensive layer feed. So one of them is any eggs that you don't eat in the house or that you're afraid are going to go bad, scramble them up and give them back to your chickens. Also, shells, dry them out and crush them and feed those to your chickens to get calcium back in their system. Also, when they're free ranging, they are eating a ton of bugs. They're probably eating mice. They are meeting those protein needs that they have without you having to do that for them. Now, depending on what state you're in, there's actually laws on selling chickens off your farm. Now, of course, if you're just selling to your neighbor, you're probably solid. But some states, like the one I'm in, Idaho, requires that we put our farm name, address, and state that the eggs are ungraded before we sell them. And we can sell them at farmers markets, directly to consumers, and also to small stores that are willing to sell them. Some states will allow you to sell off your farm without any regulations, but in order to sell to at farmers markets or other distributors or stores, you need to have an egg handler's license, which usually you can get by discussing or talking to your local extension office or your state's food or agriculture department, and they'll get you set up with those, and they're usually just a short class that have a very low cost, if any cost at all. Now, if you're surprised by this information, you may want to consider joining my new Homestead business membership. My husband and I have a thriving homestead business. We also have a thriving online business. Along with my agriculture and business degrees, I can help you decide what homestead business is right for you. I can help you make sure that you have the right regulations. I can help with marketing, budgeting, and really anything else that you need to get your business going. This membership has courses, Zoom calls every week or every other week, where I'm going to be teaching and answering your questions directly. The courses will come out every week, and there's a forum where you're going to be able to talk to other homestead business minded people to really focus on the needs that we have as homesteaders versus other homestead business memberships. There's also a resource page that's going to have a ton of coupons and new links added all the time to make sure that you have all the needs that you have for starting your homestead business. If you join during the month of April, your price will be locked in for a year, even though it's going to be going up in 6 months, because all of the information that I'm providing will continue to stay in that membership and build that library. So you want to make sure that you join this month, and you can get it all for only $27. Check out every day the month of April. I will be proving or debunking another homestead business, and I hope to see you in the membership. Bye.
Is that how I end it?